Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to make mini lemon and pistachio Battenburgs. So this is going to be pretty exciting. Now the first step does tell you to heat your oven up to 180 degrees Celsius, which is about 355 degrees Fahrenheit. I've already got that going. If you have viewed this channel before, I got a new oven. Woohoo! I'll tell you more about that in a future video. I'm still trying to figure out all of the ins and outs of it. So once I've got it a little bit under my belt, I'll let you know what I got. But then it tells you to get your pan ready. Today we are using just a 15 centimeter or 6-inch square pan, and I've got it greased a little bit. Now, it's funny because the first step is confusing because it's telling you how to fold your parchment, your 2-in-1 parchment and foil into this pan. I don't know what 2-in-1 parchment and foil is. So I just did a little bit of origami with my parchment paper so that I can stick a little bit of aluminum foil in it. I know what it's trying to say because I need two sections in today's bake. So we're just making one really tiny cake essentially, but we're making it 2 different flavors. So I just, did some cutting so that I get 2 segments in my little tiny thing. And I'm assuming the aluminum foil in the middle will help it bake better. So that's why I put that underneath. So anyway, that's all ready to go. Now that we've got that step out of the way, I do just need to cream my butter and my sugar. So I have 150 grams of butter in my bowl all ready to go. And I'm just going to add 150 grams of caster sugar as well. And it says to beat for 5 minutes until light and fluffy. All right, that looks light and fluffy to me. It's been 5 minutes, so it should be good. I do have 3 eggs that I've slightly beaten. We are going to gradually add the eggs until they are combined. Now it does say to add a tablespoon of the flour to prevent the mixture from curdling if necessary. So I'll probably do that after about half the eggs, just in case. So adding this until combined. Okay, I think everything is combined, all the eggs and everything in there. Okay, I can't guarantee that that's not curdled. It looks a little funny, but I did put the 1 tablespoon of flour in there as it was beating. The eggs kind of ran together a little bit, so I think I put a little too much in right away because it just kind of all plopped out. It is what it is. So we do have 100 grams of self-rising flour today, and it just says to fold the remaining flour into the mixture. So just taking it off of my mixer, and I'm just gonna fold it in. Okay, now I do need to half the mixture, so I'm going to put as close as I can get to half in my other bowl here. This is where I really should weigh it, guys. You'd think I'd learn from all these recipes where I didn't half it or I didn't weigh it, and my halving skills are terrible. All right, looks about good to me. All right, so now what we're going to do in half of it, we're going to add ground almonds. So I have 25 grams of ground almonds, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. Okay, so I've squeezed a lemon. I have all the juice in here. I'm just going to get that in there. The zest, the lemon zest from that lemon, it says half of it, so a zest from half a lemon. And that's what I'm going to add to that half. And then to this half, I add pistachio flour. So 25 grams of either pistachio flour or finely ground Iranian pistachios. Are there some pistachios that aren't Iranian? Or I don't know. Do they taste different? I don't know. And pistachio extract. Now it does say 5 to 6 drops of pistachio extract. I can't find pistachio extracts here in the States. We have the emulsion, which I know is slightly different, but it says it holds the flavor better. So I'm gonna go with that. And 5 to 6 drops seems a little weird to me. I don't know how you do that. So I have like a little syringe. I'm gonna get, I don't know, a couple drops in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll just stick with 5. I don't know. It says 1 to 1, like it says 1 teaspoon of emulsion, 1 teaspoon of extract. So that's what I'm going with. And then if you want, you can add a drop of green food coloring to the pistachio mixture if using. You don't have to do this step. If you're going more natural, I guess you don't need to dye it. I'll just put a very little bit in there, just so I make sure I remember which one's the pistachio one in case they look a little too similar. All right, and then I mix those up. Doesn't necessarily say to mix them, but I'm just gonna I'm gonna assume you do. Okay, my 1 drop of food coloring didn't necessarily give it a whole lot of color, but that's okay. All right, I'm gonna mix up my lemon one. All right, now I'm going to try to make this as pretty as possible, but I do need to put them in my tin, one on one half and the other on the other half. So I hope I divided the half appropriately. It's also pretty thick, the mixture here, so that's actually kind of nice. So it shouldn't like push over my divider too much. As far as like, the liquid would just kind of run. So I should be able to form it a little bit. Now I want to put the pistachio in the other half. Sorry if I blocked your view on this. Okay, so I've got my Battenburg, or what's going to be my Battenburg, ready to go. So I'm just going to put it in my oven now, and it's going to bake for 25 to 30 minutes until golden brown and risen. So 25 to 30. Okay, I'm going to check my cake. All right, it finally looks good. That took every bit of 40 minutes, maybe even closer to 45. I stopped counting after a while because the pistachio side just was not baking. So I have no idea why. But anyway, it is now looking like it's done. I do need to leave it to cool in the tin for 5 minutes before I turn it out onto my wire rack to cool completely. Okay, it has been a little while, and so my cakes seem to be cool. So I need to trim them and kind of make them level and neat. They're actually, in general, pretty good. I'm just going to trim off the top, I think, for sure, which I don't really know how to do very well. So we'll see how this goes. I don't have one of those little, cake trimmers that keeps everything nice and level. Really just going to try to get this crusty stuff off. Oh, I definitely dove in more. Okay. In the idea of leveling it, I might have unleveled it. Okay, and then, I don't know, I kind of like the edges, but it says to trim them. Maybe so I don't have crustiness? I don't know. Anyway. Okay. That's pretty good. Alright, I'll do the same to the lemon one. And that is not going to waste, by the way, the extra little trimming. Does it ever? Does anybody let it go to waste? I hope not. Okay. This is where it really needs it, is the top. Okay. I hope that's trimmed and neatened enough. Okay, now we need to cut each in half horizontally to make 2 yellow and 2 green 15 by 7.5. So I think I cut them this way is what that's saying, horizontally. So I'm going to turn it because it'll be easier for me to cut them in half that way. Okay, got 2 of those. Okay, 2 of those. I went off wonky a little bit, but okay. Spread at the top of each cake with some jam. Okay. You could either choose to do apricot or raspberry, seedless raspberry. I have apricot jam, so I guess I'm just going to put a little bit on each. It's probably way too much. It doesn't really say how much. I think we're just kind of sealing it with the jam. Whoops. Or making it sticky, who knows? All right, now I need to make 2 sandwiches, each with 1 green cake and 1 yellow. So I'm assuming that means like this. Okay, so now I have 1 of each on there. Cut each sandwich into 4 even strips to make 8 15 by 1.5 centimeter approximately finger sandwiches. So they want me to do it this way. Okay. So I'm going to cut them in half and then in this way. There we go. That wasn't as hard as I was worried it was going to be. Turn the strips over to lay flat and spread with a little more jam. Oh, like that. Yeah? Some of these instructions, you have to think about them a little too much. Okay. All right. Stack the strips back together in alternate stacks to make 4 long, thin Battenburgs. 4 long, thin. I don't know, guys. And alternating. I'm hoping that's it. It's, I mean, a Battenburg has the 4 checkered, right? So that should be good. All right. It says trim the ends and set aside. I don't know, my ends are, well, that one maybe could be trimmed a little bit. That one's really good, actually. This one could be trimmed a little. So now I need to make some marzipan to go around our Battenburgs that we just made. So in order to do that, I need to place ground almonds. So I have 160 grams of ground almonds in a bowl, along with 80 grams of each icing sugar and caster sugar. I think it's interesting we need 80 grams of each, and I probably should have grabbed a bigger bowl. You know, that's my story. And then I need egg whites, pasteurized egg whites. Have you guys ever have you ever pasteurized your own eggs? I have not until just a minute ago, because I totally planned on buying the carton of just egg whites, which are pasteurized, and I bought the wrong one because I was distracted. Anyway, so we need to mix all of this together. All right, so I've got 4 teaspoons of pasteurized egg whites, icing sugar, caster sugar, ground almonds, and I'm going to add almond extract. Obviously nap time's over. Which is funny because it says literally 1 drop of almond extract, and I'm not really sure how to get 1 drop. Okay. That was as close as I could get to one drop. There might have been a couple, but I don't know how you do one drop. Okay. Now it does say mix with your hands, so I guess I'll just mix. It's not really coming together as well as I was hoping it would. I'm just going to add a little bit more egg white. Hopefully it'll come together better. I've never made marzipan, so I don't really know what it's supposed to do. Though it does say a smooth paste, and we're going to be like rolling this out. So until it stays together without crumbling, it's not really going to work. So, okay, it seems to have come together a little bit better. I had to add quite a bit more egg white to get it to actually turn into a smooth paste. So, I don't know. All right, now it says divide this into 4. We all know how good I am at dividing things equally. And then I'm supposed to roll out each one of these into a 15 by 15 centimeter square to coat our little cakes. Now I've dusted with icing sugar to keep it from sticking. So we'll see if we can get it. I just feel like to roll this into 15 by 15, it's going to be rather thin. I've got my doubts. It's already cracking and it's not even thin enough to even remotely cover one of those. Yeah, this is a challenge. Ah. I have no idea how this is supposed to. No, look at that. It's crumbling. I don't know how you're supposed to do this. Hashtag fail. No, because it's really thick in the picture on there. And no, this is just never going to work. I'll be lucky if I can roll out 2 of these into to cover one. All right, I'm going to try this. Otherwise, I might just be putting it on top like an icing. Might be as good as I'm going to be able to get. I don't know. It just keeps crumbling. You are more than welcome to tell me what I have done wrong. I have no idea, and these are not pretty whatsoever. But like I said, I'm pretty sick of them. I do need to put some jam under here, I guess, so they stay, other than just on the one side. So yeah, these are not my finest. Well, guys, that is not what they're supposed to look like. But that's what they are. So, yeah, I don't even know what to tell you. I'm not sure how we're gonna eat these. But I'll do that later. There they are. Nailed it. All right, everybody, I am ready to taste my little Battenburg. They don't look too bad, except for the fact that the marzipan did not work. I'll show you the rest of them. I just put the topper on, Yeah, they could be a little neater. I'm going to put this as a nailed it. You know what it is. All right, well, let's give them a taste. I'm just going to get a little bit of each flavor in there. The almond, the marzipan part is kind of overpowering. But the layers themselves are good. I really like that pistachio there, actually, which is kind of surprising. I'm not really a huge pistachio fan, but that was good. Um, you know, they some of these bakes have turned out awesome. And if you'd have told me I'd made it to 39 bakes of this book before I got one that didn't really turn out well, I would have been very surprised. So, I'm calling this a win. Because that is my 39th bake in my Love to Bake Great British Baking Show cookbook. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. And please let me know if you know why the marzipan didn't work. I'd love to be educated on that. But anyways, yeah, I will see you next bake.